Hello. Gender-neutral language is becoming more acceptable in some forms of formal or academic writing. This is not because there's a problem with gendered language, it's because the pronouns that we have a gap, and a non-gender specific pronoun could fill that gap. So for example, as you know, we have he, which can mean he or she, and man, which can mean man or woman, men or women as a plural. And depending on the context, we can clearly understand which form is meant. And it's very fixed in the language. If you look at these expressions, there's no expectation that we would change any of these pronouns to more gender neutral ones, because we can understand exactly what it means. And if we did change the pronouns, it would sound a bit odd. Every man and woman and his or her dog. It just sounds ridiculous. But the truth is that the correct grammar can sound a little bit odd too in certain contexts. So here we have a sentence. Each patient that's singular, is asked if he, and we understand that to mean he or she, and we look further down the sentence and it's breast or prostate cancer. So clearly they're speaking to specifically male or specifically female patients. So a more natural way to phrase this would be he or she, and that works very well. Other people might substitute the he for they. They is a plural pronoun, but in this context, you would understand it as being used as a singular, a generalized singular pronoun. The he or she formulation works very well until you get a little bit further down the sentence and you want to refer back to his or her, and it becomes very clumsy very quickly. So in this case, using they would make for a much more economical sentence, and the meaning is not compromised at all. Some people would say, but nonetheless, they is a plural pronoun, so you can't use it for a singular. But I think you can, because you was a plural pronoun for a very long time, and now it's a plural and a singular pronoun, and I don't think there haven't been any problems there. The official writing guides, style guides, are not so accepting. The latest edition of the APA allows that they can be used as a third person singular pronoun when the sex of the person you are talking about is either unknown or unimportant. The other guides, especially the Chicago, which I think is the most widely used, are not so accepting, but they will allow that perhaps if you go down that he or she route and you get into a mess with his or her, then you can use they to avoid that mess. All the guides, though, do agree that the best way out is to use plurals. So use they or their as plural. Often these sentences are about general people or hypothetical situations, so whether it's singular or plural has no effect on the intent of the sentence, and it becomes grammatically correct according to the style guides. Another alternative would be to rearrange the sentence so that you don't have to use he, and in the example here, a passive has been used to avoid using he. I hope you have enjoyed this discussion about gender neutral language. Please understand that this is offered in the spirit of information. It's not about rules and regulations. It's your writing. It's up to you how you write, and I know that you will write in the style that suits you the best. Thank you for listening to this screencast. If you have found it enjoyable or informative, please give a thumbs up. Thank you very much.